Yo dog, I heard you like texture pack reviews, so I re-reviewed a re-review to get a re-re-review just for you. The texture pack we're re-reviewing for Throwback Thursday is the Chroma Hills texture pack, created by Syclone Studios. Usually retailing at 990 minecoins, this texture pack takes up 229 megabytes. Is this longtime favorite still living up to the hype? Let's find out. The GUI for the Chroma Hills texture pack is a little bit hit or miss. The main menu does have a custom image, the logo does have a custom Chroma Hills logo next to the big Minecraft, and there is custom font. But other than that, it's all very vanilla and very samey, untouched. You could potentially make an argument that the buttons are a little bit more silver than they would be normally, but other than that, the crafting menus, the inventory menus, the creative menus are all the same. There isn't really any change or any immersion in them. In terms of the GUI for the inventory screens and the icons for the blocks and items, they are changed. You do get a representation of how the block looks. In my opinion, they're dangerously close to that photorealism style that I don't like. The somewhat fake, somewhat over-produced designs that I don't like, which really do push towards a more AI feel, in my opinion. I'm not saying that they are AI made, but they just make me feel a little bit uncomfortable, and I'm not the biggest fan of them. This Throwback Thursday series is specifically designed to give each of you the chance to have a hand in what content is made here on the channel. Is there a texture pack or an add-on in the marketplace you would like to see reviewed or revealed? Comment on this video and I'll add it to the waiting list. Thank you for your support. Now, as we've loaded into a brand new world with the Chroma Hills texture pack, let me tell you, I'm using the X128 sub pack, so it's the highest quality version. And my previous review of this, I did in May 2025. Since then, this pack has been updated in September 2025 to bring it in line with the Chase the Skies update. What that means is that the Copper Age update is not updated, essentially. It's not covered by this update, and also this pack is not Vibrant Visuals updated either. So I just can't seem to catch a break in terms of when I get around to reviewing this pack versus how up to date it is. But apparently it has been updated quite a lot. So there are a few things that we're going to be looking at in today's video that wasn't updated in the last one. Namely, cherry biomes will get a look. We'll also take a look at sniffers and camels, and we'll also take a look at how a camel in the updated Chroma Hills looks against a brand new husk camel, just to see if there, or a camel husk even, just to see how that immersion can be broken between a standard updated camel and a vanilla camel husk. But that's all for a little bit later. Let's have a look at the world. This act like we're looking at this brand new. So to begin with, looking at this world, it feels very vanilla. One thing that does happen, we've got darker green leaves on some of these trees. We've got lighter green leaves on the birch trees. And that does add a little bit of a color transition. It does add a bit of a gradient, breaks up what we're looking at. In terms of the skybox itself looks very samey, very simple, as do the Minecraft clouds. And we've got a very circular, almost alien to Minecraft circle sun up here as well. So that's how we're dealing with that. And if we head over to here, we can have a look at the water. I feel like I have to constantly remind myself how to do texture pack reviews. But we have a very, very clear water. As we get closer and we can see more of the block underneath, we can see a slow, simple water animation on here, which is very nice, in fact. And I think it will probably transition really well if this pack ever gets updated to Vibrant Visuals. But when we look over there, that is not England's type of water right there. That is a very clear, very clean water. I do not see this kind of water often. So right there, it's a very darker blue. It's not your lighter, colorful blue, but that's not bad at all. And visibility is very, very easy looking through here. We can take a look over here as well. We've got some gravel on here, which does lead into that almost very photorealistic style, which I'm not a fan of. This pack tries to juggle medieval, realism, and comic-y cartoon effects all in one. So do bear that in mind. Maybe let me know down in the comments, what do you think it leans more towards? But in the event, or in the essence of gravel here, It feels like it's gone for a more realistic, more photo realistic style, which it's not currently stretched to the point of uncomfortableness, so it's not terrible, but I feel like you line it up against the grass and it does feel a little bit weird. We do have the grass here, and we can see on the grass we've got dirt and grass mixed in. It's fine. I don't hate it at all. I think it's very, very nice. I like the little details of the clumps of dirt in there. If we pull this away just to have a look as well, we can see that dirt on its own is consistent with the dirt side of a grass block, which is cool. Same color. Looks like it lines up okay for the most part as well. Doesn't look like we're getting any variation, which I think is fine. I don't think it mentions it in the description that there should be. So that's absolutely fine in my opinion here too. But yeah, I mean, it's just that kind of erring on the side of photorealism, which sometimes gets me a little bit, that I'm not the biggest fan of. As we come up here, we've got the sand. This is where I'm kind of leaning on the overproduced. Like, it just feels a little bit too artificial. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody. Maybe I'm not even using the right words. It just gives me that kind of uncanny feeling. I like the color of the sand. I like that it's a bit darker. I like that it's a bit warmer. I think that's cool. I also like how sometimes the lighting effect on the side gives it that feel of shade, which is cool. Maybe it's a shading effect that I'm not the biggest fan of. But you can definitely see quality here. 100% you can. As we just have a little look around again, a bit more grass on here. See the leaf litter. Yeah, I mean, it's not perfect in my opinion from an art style, but from a quality point of view, it's very, very good. I do want to have a look before we start looking at animals. In fact, let's head over into this direction. There's a cherry biome, a cherry grove biome over here, and we'll get the opportunity to look at some stone as well. Let's get down here and see. So we've obviously got that top layer of dirt, which meshes into the more dirt clumped style. We've got stone here. Airs on the side of cobblestone for pure stone. We'll have to see a village and see how cobblestone looks. It's not your perfect stone. I wonder how noisy cobblestone would look. You do get that kind of odd transition between the two, but I suppose that happens anyway, so maybe I'm nitpicking. Got some flowers along here too. I'm getting this really weird thing where my character moves his head and I'm not moving his head. It's not my controller, I can guarantee that. We will look at the mobs. That's also probably not a Chroma Hills thing. It's probably a Minecraft is broken thing. But cherry grove biome. So these, if I remember rightly, if my notes are correct, they were not updated in my previous video. So these have been updated. And you know what? I really like the cherry petals. I think the cherry petals look really nice. Both on the floor and on the leaves, actually. That's really nice. It fits in the theme of the pack too. Sometimes you worry about packs, especially packs that have a long break between updates, that the new stuff is going to fit. I think that looks alright. Minecraft very much being jumpy right now. I absolutely hate it. I hate Minecraft Bedrock currently, man. Every update breaks something. You can see on here with the trees too. Very cool. We're not getting any like biome color changes or anything like that, which is always a shame, but hey, what can you do? Okay, yeah, no, I like that. That's a nice little start. What if we see some of the mobs? Somewhere around here we should get just some standard mobs to be looking at. Do we have any cows? Do we have any chickens? Well, we'll start with a pig. Here we go. And so, okay, yeah, all right, cool. The funny faces. I remember the funny faces. The eyes that look like they're very tired. I hear you. I see you. I feel like there's something about the shading of these packs with the mobs. I don't like... Is it the smoothness? Is it the shine? Is it the bright? I don't know what it is. Just something feels uncanny. I don't mind the faces. I don't mind how blocky they look. I just don't like the way the colors are shaded, unfortunately. I can even get behind the blocky nose and the not very realistic, but going for it still. I can get behind that. But the shading and color shadings just feel weird. We've got the chickens down here. I'm a fan of the brown chicken. Always a fan of the brown chicken. I do like things that change from the vanilla. Bit weird that the chicken egg is still white. Absolutely love the chicken run style faces though. Those animated faces, those cartoony faces. I'm a really big fan of those. They just add character to mobs. Add a little bit of character. Do they take you out of a super serious pack? Of course they do. They're funny. But I think they add some character to things. Do we have a cow around here? That would be nice. Maybe while we wait for a cow to spawn, why don't we take a little look at a sniffer? Now, these weren't updated according to my notes. Okay, yeah, I see it. The comic-y style, the face. I'm here for that. Yeah, I really like the design of the body as well. Big and bulky. Oh, look at the sniffs. Look at the sniffs live up to your name, my friend. Okay. And then a camel. Very sandy in design. Okay. In fact, how close to the sand am I? Let me spawn this guy on sand. Is he, like, completely camouflaged? Let's go over to here and have a look. That was a very similar sandy yellow. I don't know. Maybe I needed to be right up to it. Okay, no, there's a little bit more warmth. A little bit more warmth to it. More orange in there. Hey, I like that, though. That's nice. What about a camel husk? Okay, so other than the fact that obviously Minecraft textures are very pixelated, which will break some immersion, they keep the same model shape. I actually prefer the Chroma Hill camel. That looks way too noisy in this texture pack, whereas that looks like it fits. So that's good. That's a very good score there for the more recent update. Still keeping theme. I like that. Very, very good. Over here as well, we've got a sheep. Let's see what we got going on here with the sheep. Spawn this in. Okay, we've got a deliberate face. Yep, looking like it's peering through the wall. Is that 2 in 1? No, that was 1. It took a moment for the face to spawn in. It's just the way it frames the face, like he's got sideburns, is kind of cool. If we hit that too, we've got like a smoky black and white design on here. What about on this one? Smoky black on grey. Yeah, okay. Consistency there. He looks quite cute though. Like, bless his little mutton chops. He looks a little bit cute. That's cool. And if we come around here, do we have... Oh, we got a bee. Why not? Let's have a look at a bee while we're here. Hello, mate. How you doing? Can I see your face, please? Please? Big, buggy eyes. I like that. That's nice. Some good sounds as well. Okay. Let's grab ourselves a cow while we're here. And we'll also grab, for the next bit, we'll grab a horse. We'll grab a skeleton horse. And we'll grab a zombie horse, even though he's probably going to burn. So, let us grab... Can we see a cow on here? Okay, we got a little daisy cow, a little black and white cow. I like that. No variation on that. If I then spawn you on a beach, no, you carrying that one on too. That's cool. I like the cow. Good change. Black and white. Very nice. Fits the theme. Again, still crawling closer to that photorealistic, uncanny feel. But I like it. That's no problem. A horse. Oh, you're regal. Hello. Spawning a few of these guys. So some of them still have that kind of uncanny stretch. I like that white one though. And that brown one looks really cool. There's 2 of you in one there, if you guys could separate. Thank you. Skeleton horse. Oh, yes, with the shroud. I remember you. Not the biggest fan of the legs, but I do like the comic nature with the shroud looking super cool. And then a zombie horse. You're gonna burn, aren't you? Oh, well. Burn, buddy. That's how it looks when a horse burns. Just getting glimpses of this zombie horse. Not really able to see him here. If I spawn him under grass, is it the same thing? Under leaves even? No, we see it here. Here we go. Okay, good color green. That's a good wolf there too. Okay. Alright, yeah, I'm here for it. I mean, the theme is consistent, right? You guys have already seen what my idea or what my concern is in regards to that photorealism and uncanny design. But the theme is definitely consistent. I'm going to drink this night vision potion, which has a weird icon on the top right. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let's go into spectator mode to see what it's like for a cave. Down here. I probably shouldn't have drunk the night vision potion. I always do that. But let's head down here. Try and find ourselves an open cave that we can have a look at. Alright, let's go back into here. Game mode. Into creative again. Thank you. In fact, let me drink the milk. So this is how it would feel to be inside a cave in this pack. It's quite dark. It is quite dark. If we light it up, we can see on here we've got deep slate. We've got gravel. What else do we have around here? Is that more stone? No, that looks like it might be a bit more andesite. Oh, tough, actually. We've got some tough into here too. This one, deep slate. The deep slate brick fill, even though it's not deep slate bricks. Okay. This is where it gets a little bit... You start merging in. Like, these look very bricky in design, but isn't there a deep slate bricks? block. So I wonder then how that would kind of sound. It's almost like it's not been designed with that in mind. I could be wrong. Maybe there isn't. Stone bricks, cracked stone, deep slate bricks. Yeah, here we go. Deep slate bricks. So if we put that... Ah, they're more deliberate bricks. Okay. Interesting. That's good to know. Sometimes I worry, you know. Sometimes I worry. What if we was to head around... We can see over here we got like an amethyst. Get a little glance at those. Oh, that is very gemmy. Very gemmy. I like that. Right. I can see like where vibrant visuals would feel very, very nice. I did want to kind of have a look at a lush cave, but they're not the easiest to find. Oh, wait a minute. What we got here? No, that's underwater. Let me see if I can find a lush cave. 1 second. And so we're getting closer to one now. We've got a lush cave here. I've still got night vision potion on. So let's see if we can find ourselves an open enough space to really show this off. Here we go. This is going to start looking good. Maybe we go... Let's skip this one. Let's go to this bit here. Right here. And what I'll do is I'll drink the milk. We'll see what it looks like in its natural habitat. So that one there. That one there. So that's how it would look with the light ups. We've got the glow berries on here, almost looking like oranges. Adding that extra light. Okay, yeah, I like it. I like, again, fits the theme. Not so uncanny, but still a little bit realistic. I'm also seeing the touches of comic on here too, which is very good. Okay, let's head over to a village now and let's see what's going on there. Did you know there is a full texture pack review database on my website at dazman.gg? Every review I've ever done here on YouTube is compiled into a database for you to search, sort, and compare scores. Links to all of my videos here on YouTube are also there, and you can now leave your review on your favorite or most hated packs as well to help build the community average score, all in the hopes of helping players like you and me get as much value for their money as possible. Head over to dazman.gg and check it out. Now, if I remember rightly, when I did the last review, I did mention something along the lines of because it was so outdated, I wouldn't buy it yet. I'd wait for the developer to commit to an update. They have done, and it's less outdated now than it was then, which is very good. So I would be more inclined to purchase this if the theme is there for you. In terms of the rest of this video, because we've looked at a few of the stuff that has updated, there are mentions in the changelog that other textures have been reworked, and obviously that this is up to date with Clear the Skies, or Chase the Skies, sorry. So we're going to just act like I've not reviewed this before, really. We're just going to carry on. We can see on here, the same way as with the deep slate bricks, the cobblestone is more deliberate blocks of stone. It's very weird. I consider that to be more bricky in design, or more just plain stony in design, than I do consider this to be. This is more cobbled, in my opinion, but maybe I'm wrong. Like that, you know, like this just screams more cobblestone has been broken, whereas this is more deliberate. And I'm guessing stone bricks is going to look more like deep slate bricks. So that could, again, it could be a nitpick. And the thing is, the fact that if we're talking about that, then everything else is hitting some really good points, right? If that's the level that we're going to be like, oh, I don't know, and we're talking some very good points here. We've got villagers around here, which is what we're actually here for. So let's see what we got going on here. Hey, buddy. How you doing? I'm going to stop you because you're going for a walk. Let's spawn a few of these guys in. Oh, okay. So first up, there is definitely diversity. That's awesome. This is leaning on that realism / uncanny stretch that I don't like. Definitely. Okay. I suppose now that we're no longer talking about how outdated the pack is, we can start looking at this pack in its own merit. I like the overall texture of these guys. The faces are just a little bit... That's not so bad because it's such a small face, but when we saw that other guy, the cleric, I think it was, even this guy maybe. Excuse me, could you guys stop? I love that he's chewing that. I don't know, like, get real close, there's a lot of blur. Get real pulled back. The square of it is very much apparent. And you don't see that so much in a vanilla villager because of the way the face is stretched and it's not so uncanny. A real person's face, or as close to a real person's face on a villager model, just doesn't feel right. And it's giving me those uncanny heebie-jeebies. I don't know what you guys are thinking. Let me know. Do we have anywhere up here an iron golem? We need an iron golem. Where are you, my friend? There he is. Hey, buddy. How's it going? Chilling with the cows. See, whereas I like this. This gives me vibes of the Iron Giant. I like the fiery furnace as a chest. I like the markings. I think this is just enough comic in my just enough realism and medieval pack. This is really good to me. This is a very good iron golem, and I'm very, very happy with that. And then finally, if we come over here, we can see what some of the crops growing would look like. So looks like these might be potatoes growing in there. It's discreet enough. It's nice enough. Depending on the angle that you're standing at, things do start to disappear. I know people don't like that so much. I'm not too fussed about it. If they disappear at this angle, turn to this angle. Do you know what I mean? That's fine. I can deal with that. That's no problem. But yeah, some of these faces are just a little bit... The square becomes a lot more apparent than they are normally. Let's set it to nighttime. Let's see what hostile mobs look like. Do you need even more Daz Man in your life? Well, I mean, who doesn't? Well, this isn't the only channel to find me. I have multiple channels, all doing different things. Aside from here on the Daz Man channel, I also have the Daz Man Reacts channel, where I react to pack combinations and even the odd Minecraft trailer, as well as having marketplace creator interviews, and I'm also building an actions and stuff compatibility list, so I post my findings in episodes there as well. Or maybe you want to see me play other games. Well, the best place for that is Daz Man Plays, where I play multiple games at the same time. Or how about Daz Man Football, where I play football games, or even Daz Man Wrestling, where I hope to play more wrestling games in the future. And that's not it. I also have a website, dazman.gg, where you can find my entire texture pack review database, written reviews, written creator interviews, and it's the home of that actions and stuff compatibility list, and my official podcast. You can also see pack waiting lists and my weekly schedule. But if you want to support me, we also have the merch store at dazman.gg/merch and the Patreon account at patreon.com/thedazman, where you can support the individual channels or multiple channels at once. Or maybe you want to consider becoming a channel member here on YouTube by clicking join on this channel or the Daz Man Reacts channel. There's got to be some version of the Daz Man for you. So we've obviously got the sun up high in the sky. Why don't we set it to nighttime now? And let's see what we're dealing with at night. So we've got rid of that. We've got the moon coming up. It's another perfect circle of a moon here. Good color. In terms of the world, doesn't feel too different to what you would get in a standard vanilla world. I think that comes from how the world is designed with the color palette. If we set it to midnight, yeah, still not too bad. I mean, the light up of the village is quite nice. The builds of the village from afar look really nice as well. The wood on the stone. I don't know if it's coming through for YouTube compression, but for me, that feels like that's quite cool. And looking around the world, it's not too bad. So if we drink a night vision potion, this is your arachnophobia warning. There will be spiders in this, so just bear that in mind. But let's get down here and see what we're dealing with. Hello, buddy. Okay. I always forget the faces. Okay, this guy looking very grouchy, very much like a villain right here. I like it. I do like it. In fact, we do have to kind of check about the skeleton and the skeleton horse. Is the bone consistent? I know not a lot of people care about this, but I do. So grab this, face him down. Feels consistent. That maybe feels a little bit yellower. Can we get up close? Oh, actually, no, that is definitely a little bit more yellower than what you're dealing with. How you doing, buddy? You cool? With your green eyes and your copper helmet. I see you. Copper helmet, obviously not updated. But loads of skeletons around here. Look at this. Hey, buddy. How's it going? There's good markings on there. The eyes are cool. The outfits are cool. Yeah, no problem. Again, it fits the theme of the pack. And that matters so much more, by the way, than me liking it. If it fits the theme of the pack, then you've got that consistency. He's like, oh, you don't like the pack? You don't like the pack? I don't care what you don't like. I do like the pack. I do. This is all right. This is cool. I like that comedy nature of the face. He's got his little toes out as well. I see that. Yeah, but it definitely means more to have a pack be consistent in its design than a pack be something I like. Because if you like one thing in the pack and you can trust that it's consistent throughout, then you're going to like most of the pack. Whereas if I say, oh, I like this, but I don't like this, and I don't like this, then you're never going to be able to be consistent. And that can be a problem when building, when exploring, and when immersing yourself. We do have a spider here. It's a very thick boy spider. Girthy legs. Got that photorealistic style face. Again, really gives off that square head, but there's nothing wrong with this at all. Some good markings on there. And the scurrying as well of the feet. Yeah, not bad. Do we have a creeper around? There he is. Hello, as if by magic. How are you, buddy? So now this guy, he feels more scaly, more snaky. They've not gone for the grass or even the bushy aspect. The face has always been a contentious one for me. That feels a little bit too overproduced. The shading just not hitting perfectly, but I like the overgrow of the skin. It feels more like scaled, snaky skin than it does bushy. So that's cool. Okay, yeah, that's the hostile mobs then, I guess. There we go. Nothing jumping out at me as being too bad. Everything feeling very consistent. Why don't we head out to the ocean? And let's see what an ocean monument looks like. And here we are above an ocean monument at night. Well, I say at night. The moon is actually going down and the sun is coming back up. So it's not at night. But this is how it would look trying to see an ocean monument through the water. And if we go underwater here, we can see what visibility would be like underwater. So the water gets a lot more murkier when you're in it than it was when you're above it. I'm going to still drink the night vision potion to help our visibility and light everything up a bit. There was a really weird noise behind me. We've got Nautiluses around. These are not updated, but we all know what Nautiluses are looking like. We'll see more of those in the Armoury, I'm sure. But if we have a look around here, I really like this. I think this is awesome. This prismarine bricks is such a good design. Very unique, very cool. Fits that medieval feel as well. We've also got the prismarine design on here too. And I like the consistency of like the stones or the prismarine stony bits and the texturing inside. You can definitely see it there. Like it looks more molded here or cut, but it's still, you can tell it's part of that same family, which is cool. I can't quite tell if there's a color shift. You guys are usually a lot better at seeing this than me. There might be like the most, I think actually no, there is. Yeah, it's turned to blue there. Yes, there is. So there is a color shift on prismarine. This down here as well, the old seagrass, very prominent, very tall. And as we come into here, we've got the dark prismarine. Instead of being 4x4, we've got 3x3. That looks nice. Underwater, that looks really nice. Good shading on there, good effects on there. There's again that transition between blocks. Like this doesn't feel like this was made with this in mind, which is always a bit of a shame, but I don't know how you make it work. And it doesn't feel that way in vanilla Minecraft, to me at least, subconsciously. Whereas here, I'm immediately seeing it. Maybe it's because I'm deliberately looking. I don't know. We've got the sea lantern up here as well, which feels very mesmerizing. Almost like you're looking deep into the soul of the block. I like that. And then if we carry on under here, let's see. Whoa, that's a big red eye. Dude, you sleep less than I do. How you doing, buddy? Got that consistent. You got that dark grey, which is clean. Very nice. You got that light purple, which feels a little bit more produced. And then you got that very bright red. So color feeling a little bit more unnatural, but nothing wrong there at all. And then the smaller guys here, so these guys get their sleep. They don't have bloodshot eyes. And they're more consistently green, so that's fine. Got heavy bubbles around here too. And then over here somewhere, wasn't there one? Where's the drowned that I need? Drowned, dude. There you are. Hello, buddy. Thank you. Oh, this guy's even riding a Nautilus. How you doing, buddy? How's it going? Awesome trident there as well. That trident looks so good. And you got the Nautilus on there. The Nautilus comes across as more pixelated because it's obviously base vanilla, hasn't been updated yet. But yeah, I like the way his face is designed. I like the way his face is shaded. He's a lot better than the villager in my opinion. He's not letting us see him though, unfortunately. What about you? Here we go with the moss on his face. He looks good. I think not having eyes means he's not as funny and comical as a zombie. But his skin looks a lot better shaded than a lot of the mobs here too. And that trident looks amazing as well. This has been a very good section for me. I've been a very big fan of this. Let's go underground and let's see a trial chamber now. We're inside a trial chamber now. And the first thing that's coming out at me here. Now, I haven't drunk my night vision potion. But the green blocks feel very bright. And that could be having an effect of the light bulbs that are around. But then these blocks here feel very overproduced. Like, that feels like that's been shaded in such a weird way. Is it because I'm using the 128X version? Is the 128X version just almost too high quality? I don't know. Like, there's a reason why I like the prismarine bricks. There was a reason why I like the drowned. They still had an air of dirty grittiness to them. These, the tough bricks and just what we've been kind of dealing with in terms of the tough family, the polished tough, it feels too smooth. It feels too perfect, which isn't great. And you can see the copper's got like a little bit more wear and tear to it. You see it on the grating here as well, which has some really good implied 3D detailing to it. Same here as well for the wax chiseled copper. Looks really, really good. But I don't know, man. There's something about the bulb in the copper bulb and how polished tough is, which doesn't feel great. That hits that medieval design perfectly, by the way. That is so good. As does that in the back, actually. Chiseled tough looks nice. Maybe because, in fact, let's put it here. I think because there's so much going on the screen, or on the block face even, that it doesn't feel as polished or as smooth as what we're dealing with here. But I don't know. Something here just feels a bit amiss. I'm not sure what it is. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Remember, you don't have to agree with me. That's absolutely fine. And same again, if you don't agree with my final score at the end of this, by the way, do head over to the texture pack review database at dazman.gg and leave your own score. And let's get a community score average going. But in terms of the trial chamber, for me, something just feels a little bit amiss and a little bit too overproduced. If we get ourselves a breeze real quick, like so, what we're going to do is place that down. Whoa, okay. Right. I can respect it. Feels very comic-y with the floating skull head. Just something about the way it's designed really makes the cube feel prominent. I mean, you look at that and you really start to see that with a vanilla breeze, with the eyebrows that come out across the block, it does a lot to kind of shape the face that we're not getting here. It's almost too flat. It's almost too square, which is not something you would normally associate with Minecraft, to be honest. So, yeah, as much as I liked the ocean monument, I'm not the biggest fan of this section, I'm afraid. Let's head over to the armory now, and let's see what every block looks like. Now, we're in the armory, and I think this picture right here does a lot to show what Chroma Hills is all about, because we've got medieval and we've got realism here, but we've also got comic and fun here as well. So I mean, you got some really awesome designs that really show off that medieval feel. You've got that funny face on there to give off the comic style as well, and then you've got like where they've really gone to try and give it that realism with that photorealistic feel too. And it shouldn't work, but for a lot of blocks, not every block, it's definitely not perfect, but for a lot of blocks, it really does work nice. And it's quite amazing when you see it working. Unfortunately, there's going to be a block coming up right now. It's the carved pumpkin for me. Doesn't balance it very well, in my opinion. I think it needs to do a bit better than that. That feels a little bit cheap compared to what we're dealing with. The redstone feels a little bit boring. But over here, these blocks, especially this one, the Observer, that feels very good to me, man. I really like that. And if we carry on through here as well, we can see we've got the frog lights on here. We've got the copper lamps. We've also got the copper lanterns and the iron and soul. The copper lanterns not updated, and you can see again that really harsh clash of vanilla to what they've actually implemented. And it really does make what they've implemented stand out nice as well. Over here, like this glowstone, I know they're not the same style of block, but it really shows off how boring redstone looks here as well. That's so nice. We've got that uncanny fire fill, but look at that little pulsing light down there at the bottom. You throw in a vibrant visuals on this and get that PBR done correctly, oh, that's going to look so good. But then here you get that uncanny feel again where it's overproduced. It's almost not shaded in the right kind of way. It can be very hit or miss, this pack, I feel. The Ender Dragon, we'll see her better, but the egg looks nice. Come through here, we've got the lodestone. Again, chuck on some vibrant visuals, put a bit of height mapping on that. It's going to look so good. It looks, and that's a compliment. That means it's looking nice now, by the way. Very nice ender chest. You've got the dynamite for the TNT. You've got the creeper face on the speaker parts of the jukebox and the note block, which is a nice little detail. Carry on through here. Got the enchanted table. That looks quite nice. And then over here, again, creeper face on here. I think because they've added the details of the slashing, it helps remove that overproduced, that over-polished, over-smoothed fill that we've been dealing with. Same on this bit as well. Imagine this without the creeper face and without the little elegant detailing. That would look very, very uncanny and not too good. But they've added it, it breaks it up, and it's nice. Some good shulkers here too, and I really like that. I think that looks really nice on there as well. Coming through here, we can see we've got our precious blocks, we've got our ores. Ooh, I don't like this. I don't like ancient debris. And I think the easiest way to make that look nice would be to just kind of round out the corners a bit with netherrack. Doesn't need to be deliberate, doesn't need to be too far. Just the hintest bit of red to blend it in with what it would be dealing with. And I think that looks so nice. We've got, unfortunately, the deep slate coal ore and the deep slate are two different styles of deep slate, two different colors. I don't like that. Why is it different here? Why is that deep slate darker than that deep slate? Do we actually have variation? Or is it directional? I can't tell, you know. It might be directional, but I don't think it's varianced. But you can see it, look, here it's darker than it is here. Maybe something's lighting it up and I'm not aware of it. Let me just do some quick housekeeping so that I don't have that in my next texture pack review. Thank you. It's a weird feeling though. I don't know if it's directional. It could be, who knows. And then over here, this works really well though. Look at that, the stone working perfect. Coal ore next to stone. Redstone being animated is amazing. That's very, very nice. The diamond blends in really well. You can see the diamonds giving off light there to really show off that difference in color, which works. Copper, gold, very nice. Up here, lapis lazuli. That's quite nice as a block. Redstone, very boring, but at least the diamond and the emeralds has some designs. Okay. Some good, some bad, not bad, not bad, not good, not great, but it's all right. Copper golems, not updated, and we can see the rest of the copper blocks here. The copper chests aren't updated either. I really like these blocks. These exposed chiseled coppers are very nice. Or just the chiseled copper in general is a very nicely designed block. We've got the glass. I'm on record. I don't like different designs on glass depending on color. So that's not great for me, but I do like some of the designs. I wish there was a way to get all of these designs in all of the colors, but yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of mixing that. We've got the bundles. They look relatively to scale. That's cool. And then we've got the different color blocks here as well. I'll throw that out so that it's not in my hand. But yeah, that's cool. Bed design's quite simple. The colors are consistent as we go through here. You can also see the quartz behind as well. Okay, yeah, not bad, not bad. Iron doors into copper doors. The iron door just looks so much better. I like that iron door. I like the scratches and the weathered look on that. And then we've got the trees. So we've obviously got the flowering azalea here. Good flowering azalea leaves. We've got the oak. I like the kind of, what's the word? Like, I don't even know what the word is for it, but I like the way it's been designed. It does feel realistic with the nails and the slatting looks really good. The doors are nice. Come through here, we've got that consistency. Like I say, it's a very thin line between consistent and copy and paste. But I think it works here for planks. I think it works. We keep on going here as well. The stripped woods look good. Birch on its own looks very, very nice. The leaves in this kind of a setting, you can't really tell a difference in the color. They do all seem to have their own specific leaf designs. And then on here as well, you've got jungle wood, which has got that kind of, I'm trying to think of what is it, like the growth on it looks really cool. Yeah, I like that. I'm a fan of that. And then carrying on from here, we're going to just try and catch up to acacia. Oh, acacia's a different actual orientation here. I hadn't noticed that. Oh, it's actually different here too. Wow, I wasn't paying any attention when I went past jungle, was I? Okay, so jungle has a different slatting to it. And then acacia has a more rotated version of what we was dealing with birch and oak. Good color on them too, and you got some good transparency on the door. I like that. And then we're back to the more standard dark oak, which makes sense. It's a darker oak variant. Yeah, boats are looking quite cool as well, actually. Very, very nice. I'm getting a really bad jittery gameplay at the moment from Minecraft, so I do apologize if I'm bouncing around. That lines up so nice on there with the extended planks. Yeah, I'm here for that. And a good red on the mangrove too. Thank you very much. Into the cherry as well. Cherry looking good, very consistent. Yeah, I'm so glad this has been updated. I actually think cherry is one of my favorite style of blocks. I think it's so good. Pale oak on here as well. Yeah, same, similar to oak and dark. And then we can see here we've got the creaking part on here as well. Nice. And then bamboo. Yeah. Yeah, okay, good color. The blocks look good as well. They're not too blurry. They're not too pixely. And then we've got the nether ones. Oh, look at the vinage on that. Yeah, oh, that's nice. That gives it that kind of otherworldly, imposing feel. It's a very good purple as well. And then on the warped, where they haven't gone for the vines, actually. Interesting, but some good blue. Okay. Yeah, I like that. And if we was to look at the trees, just to give them a quick bit of a look. So again, you can't really see too much difference in the green. There is a bit of a lighter one. There is a bit of a darker one. There is more of a standard one. But then you start to come to these newer ones where you can see Minecraft adding a bit more color and a bit more design to these trees, which is good. Get back down here. We've got concrete powder and concrete. I want to go on record to say straight away I'm a big fan of the concrete powder. I like how deliberately powdery it looks. Whereas the concrete is like a very simple, pure color block. And it makes sense. And it's good. Terracotta. And that's another bit as well. So terracotta is what some packs would consider concrete powder. Whereas this is very deliberately concrete powder. This is definitely a step back. And it works. And it gives a good change, in my opinion, between terracotta and powdered concrete or concrete powder. Some good good terracotta, glazed terracotta in the design in the background. Almost like stone art and floor art, which works a lot better, actually. Like chalk art. Very good. And then you've got the bone. Bone doesn't look like it's consistent with the skeleton horse, unfortunately. Honey and slime looks like a copy and paste block. Honeycomb, yeah, that looks fine. Ice and coral. Coral go in that photorealistic route here for these ones, like the foliage. I don't mind so much the coral blocks. And then we got the mud, the gravel, the moss, and the dirt. So right here we're dealing with suspicious gravel with the bone buried inside it. Very nice. We've got the muddy mangrove roots here as well. Very nice. Into gravel, and then you've got pale moss and moss. I think I prefer moss to pale moss here. I like the mud bricks though. And all of the different dirts. Is that rooted dirt? It is rooted dirt. It makes sense that that's rooted dirt. And that's if you can call out what a block is just by looking at it, then it makes sense. Here we go with the tough. It feels overproduced. Let me know what you guys think. Do you understand what I'm saying when I say it feels overproduced? Apparently Deep Slate is sponsored by Dwayne The Rock Johnson here. Okay. This one, and I think it makes sense if this is polished. It is. So where I say overproduced, the tough all feels overproduced. The polished Deep Slate is the only bit here to me that feels overproduced. But it makes sense because it's polished. So it's supposed to look cleaner. It's supposed to look sharper. Everything else looks really cool. End stone and purple. Dig in so much how dirty that end stone is. That is so good. The purple I can live with. I like the markings on here. The markings on the pillar is good. Here we've got soul and red nether. Or sorry, soul sand, soul soil, netherrack, and then into red nether bricks. That is nice. Look at that. Chiseled nether bricks. Hey, that is awesome. That is so good. With the chiseled face, yes please. And then the cracked nether bricks looks good. And then you've got the nether brick fence, which feels a bit darker to everything else, into nether bricks and red bricks. And that's a good thing that they've done here. The bricks all look consistent. I feel like you could mesh a lot of these different brick designs together and they feel very good. Resin looks so good. It's because they've added detail. They've added dirt. They've added contrast to the texture. It feels so good. Quartz is doing a job, but resin looks so good. Prismarine looks so good. Or at least the prismarine bricks part. And so does the dark prismarine, actually. I'm a fan of the prismarine bricks and the dark prismarine. I could give or take prismarine, but those back two are so good. And then we get the andesite, diorite, and granite, which just, for some reason, to me, feel a little bit disappointing. Into the sand and red sand. Yeah, they're fine. They're inoffensive. They're all right. I like the... As soon as you get more markings and that more elegance, they're really nice. And then you got that suspicious sand here as well. Pretty much a duplicate of the suspicious gravel with the bone. No real uniqueness to that. And then you've got that kind of overly smoothed sand here as well. Into bricks, which, like I said, consistent, very clean, very good. Black stone. That gives off more of a comic-y feel to it, but I like it. Oh, look at that. Chiseled, polished black stone as well. Hey, you could make some really good facial blocks on here. As we start to then get to a bit more of that overproduced with the polished on here. Stone bricks, that's nice. I really like the chiseled bricks. I really just like the chiseled blocks. I like the mossy cover as well. It gives off the same vibe as the jungle wood and the jungle logs were. I think that looks nice. Then you've got stone and smooth stone. Immediately I was going to say this was cobblestone again. And then you go into cobblestone, which is the more bigger slabs of cobbled stone. But again, good consistency, man. Good consistency. We've got the mushroom stems. I don't know what that is along the side of it. Maybe there's a reason for it. I don't hate it. It's cool. I don't like that. That doesn't look good. The red mushroom block does not look good at all. Into the flowers, the cactuses. I think these are fine. And then looking over here as well. So we can see some more of the hot versions of the mobs. We've got the mushroom down here as well. The endermite looking spiky. Representing the hive very well. Into the turtles. We've got the happy ghasts here as well. the little smile, the derpy face is so cool. I don't mind this guy so much, actually. Because his hood frames his face. I don't actually mind you too much either, although you look grumpy, but you do start to have more of that blocky face problems that I was saying before. And all of these kind of textured designs make the horses feel a little bit, and the zombie horse as well, a little bit more low budget and basic, actually. Hi, Creakin, how you doing? You looking good? Copper Golem Vanilla. Oh, look at the orc guy! Look at the pillager! Oh, that is awesome. And the LA as well. Yes, we're looking at you too, buddy. We're looking at you too. You're awesome, by the way. Your ears are massive. You're very, very good. And then in here we've got the slimes, the sniffers, the Ravager. The Ravager looks awesome. Look at that guy. Hey, that Ravager looks sick. That's so nice. We can see here as well we've got a stray and we've got like a parched, which hasn't updated, obviously. You can see the differences between the two designs. Okay, you can kind of imagine what a parched is going to look like from that as well. We've already seen the camel and the camel husks and the striders too. Then we can start looking at the armor. So, the armor on here, the ones that are updated, they're all right. I like the chainmail. Chainmail's very nice. Got some good markings on the iron. You start to go into a bit more of a overproduced for the final three here of gold, diamond, and netherite. But I don't hate them. I think they're all right. And then obviously we've got the animal armors on here too. And then lastly up here for the armors, we've got the armor trims, which are very basic. I could live without them, to be honest. It looks like somebody's come along with a pen and just drawn over them, which I'm not really here for. And then looking at the weapons, so we don't have copy and paste in the hose. No, they look like they were going to. But then you start to see different shapes. Copper Age, obviously not updated. We've also got the paintings in the background there. That villager art looks really nice. Shovels. No, again, no copy and paste. There are some good enough changes there. Swords. Very nice. Yeah, I'm here for it. No copy and paste. Axes. Doesn't look like copy and paste here either. Very good. They've all got their own unique identity. Same for the pickaxes here as well. Obviously, none of the spears are updated. I like that, though, with the diamond around it. That's nice. None of the spears have been updated. And then we've got the bows and all of that stuff. I don't like this. This block, I just do not like. It doesn't fit. It shouldn't be here. Let's put it on and see how it looks. That I like, though. They've gone for a yellowy design. That's really good. That is nice. But I just don't like the layout of it. Redo the face texture, please. I beg you. Just redo that facial block. Make it look more like a skeleton's face if you have to, but please just do something to make that look better. The trident is awesome, although looking at it there, it looks like it's missing just one last bit. Maybe I'm wrong. But I feel like it could do with that. Because look, you see here, look, 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, 1 step, 2 step, 1 step, 2 step, 3 step. It needs that last little bit, but it's still very nice. Fishing rod, the elytra's sick. The totem of undying. No, that needs a change. I'm sorry. That does need a change. Flint and steel, and then you've got the potion bottles and other stuff like that I've added here too. Into the end portal, and a lit one with loads of eyes, the obsidian portal, and then the conduit as well. You know what? There were a lot of blocks here that I liked. This armory section is getting massive, but hopefully it's showing you everything you need to see. Let's head to the Nether and let's see what's going on there. Now into the Nether we go. We can see the Chroma Hills logo, and if we pop out here, we're in what looks like a basalt delta. Okay, just make sure I'm not drinking. I don't have any night vision on. Thank you. Oh, we've got a ghast. So the ghast, very similar to the happy ghast that we saw in the armory here. It's got that kind of lizardy eyes, and then it's got the gills on the side. Okay. Oh, all right. So you know what? There's only one thing that would make this guy perfect, and that's if they put lava in the cracks of his skin. Like, he would be perfectly looking like a magma cube and a magma block. But I see what they've gone for, though. That's about as close to looking like the magma block as you can, because why would he have lava in him? But then he does have that big lava soul in him. So yeah, light up those cracks and you're doing good. That's not a sentence I thought I'd ever say. There is one other thing that I like to try and do at this point, and that is try and bait one of these guys into firing. So this is probably going to hurt. Let's go here. Hey, buddy, you look like Voldemort. Yeah, you do. Come on. Fire. Okay, that's not good. Alright, so he just ends up looking like that. I mean, it doesn't break. Ow. Excuse me, please. I don't want to die. Whew. There we go. It doesn't break. We've seen a lot of textures with ghasts where the eyes and the mouth end up disappearing. So it doesn't break there, which is very good. And yeah, I like it. I think he looks very wormy, very snaky with his gills on the side of his face. Looking at the basalt delta as a whole, we've got that biome color of the grey fog, which helps with the density. I like that. That's good. Yeah, not bad. And then coming through here, we've got the netherrack, which as you get closer and start to see some of the detailing, it looks a lot better. We've got the gold nuggets in here. That's good consistency on the color there too. Over here with the quartz, same as well, although the quartz do kind of feel like they're just laying on top. That's terrible. That is really bad. That shading detail, you put this against like a drowned or even the ravager if you wanted to go for a closer model. This looks so low effort, lo-fi, low, whatever it is that you want to call it. Yeah, you deserve that, buddy. The shading on just some of these things looks very weird. I know they've gone to be consistent with pigs, but I didn't like the pigs. Whereas this, maybe it's the markings on it that make it feel a bit better. He looks a bit bruised. The shading looks a little bit better, but not perfect. There's still elements of what I don't like here, but it's moving in the right direction, I find. And then in the standard Nether area, although it's just changed, but if we pop back over here slightly, you can see you've got that redder color biome fog here. And then we were transitioning into a soul sand valley, which feels very similar to a basalt delta. Although, no, it's gone a bit more blue now. Takes a few seconds for it to hit, but yeah, it goes a bit more blue. Very nice. Very nice indeed. And if we just head off into this direction. Hello, buddy. Who are you? Hi, how's it going? What are you wearing? Why are you... Oh, was you wearing that before? I think you was, yeah. Let's carry on through here. I would like to see some warped or crimson biome before we hit the Nether Fortress. That would be cool. So let's just fly through and see what we've got. Nothing, apparently. This is a very bland Nether indeed, actually. I did pause, but I didn't need to. So there we go. We are at a crimson biome now. Got the purple trees. What happens if we go into here? No real change to the color biome. Interesting. It stays that red. I thought that might have gone a bit more purple in design. Looking down here, we can see how the old Nylium looks. Again, just a little bit uncanny on these bits, which is a little bit disappointing. Good color, though. Very good color. And there's the fortress as well. So we may not see a warped biome unless there's one on the other side of this fortress. The nether bricks of the fortress. Oh, I like that. With the top side. I didn't even realize that. I always focus on the side. But yeah, that deliberate top side. That's cool. Okay. With a skeleton here as well. Pretty much just a flip of a standard skeleton. Although this guy is naked and he's got red eyes. So that's cool. Wait, this is like a 2-tier fortress. What's going on here? Okay. Raised up super high, making me break my voice. I hear you. I hear you. Where are we? Around here. There's a blaze spawner down here. Let's see this one. Hey, buddy. Okay, so very similar to the breeze. But the way they've put that hot outline around the face frames the face a lot better than the breeze did. Okay. Is there a warped biome the other side of here? Doesn't look like it. Let me go and find a warped biome and then we'll spawn in a wither. Well, it took about a year, but I've been able to find one. Here we go. And the color, it's very strong. Very strong minty blue, greeny blue. And as we come in, here's where we get our purple biome color. So it's so weird that we don't get a biome color here. It just matches the netherrack wastes or the nether wastes or whatever they're called. Whereas here you get that purpley blue color, which is nice. I like that. Not really much going on in terms of making it feel epic, but it's a very nice purple color. So if we was to spawn in the wither then, nice and easy like so, how does the wither look in Chroma Hills? I don't know because that's there. How about we do that? Break that. Do it again. Thank you. It's amazing how much just one little block can do that. Okay, so it seems to be carrying a lot of consistency with skeletons and wither skeletons in general with the fate. That Enderman got. Unlucky, bro. We got that black and white design. Seems to be leaning on the comic-y feel more than the medieval feel. Okay, it almost feels kind of basic, in all honesty. But fair enough. So that's been the Nether. Let's head to the end and let's see what the Ender Dragon looks like. And so into the end we go. Okay, immediately I'm getting some form of sand vibes off of this end stone. I don't know if that's fair. In fact, no, I don't think it is fair actually, because there's a bit more texture in the actual block face than there was in the sand. I guess the color just kind of reminded me a little bit, but I think it's better than sand actually. Looking around, the void, absolutely fine. No graininess to it. It's perfect. And then we've got the Enderman here with the derpy face, the overbite. I'm not really sure what that's supposed to be, but I like the rib cage. I kind of, I find the funny face, it works in that cartoony feel. I do feel like this pack doesn't actually lean enough on that cartoony feel, but it's there, I guess. And if we head over here, we can see the Ender Dragon. So a bit of black, bit of yellow. Come down here, my dude. Back down here you go, please. Thank you. We can see, yeah, she's got that scaly design. Bright orange eye. Yeah, alright, fine. Fair dues. Nothing really offensive and nothing really screaming. What's the word I'm looking for? I just had a complete mind blank. Nothing really screaming to me here to say it's not super vanilla in inspiration. The color may be a little bit darker, but yeah, the world here in the end feels quite vanilla overall still. I don't know if anybody else is getting that vibe. If we teleport 10,000 blocks in both directions, let's see how it looks here. Give it the old spinneroonie and see what's going on. Any old end cities here, doesn't look like it. Again, yeah, it's not really too bad, to be fair. Like, obviously, you've got the chorus fruit, you've got purple. Here, I suppose everything's a little bit more darker and toned. You got the chorus fruit itself, which just honestly looks like a mess of colors. And where is an end city? And so an end city has just spawned in, and it's how, well, I say spawned in, rendered in. And let's see what we got going on here. So not really feeling very epic, not really feeling like, wow, do you know what I mean? But it's clean, it's got some good purple, there's some good shading going on here with the darker purple, the lighter purple. Yeah, I think it's all right. Not exactly reinventing the wheel, but I think it's okay. And if we see here, we've got a shulker. We saw the shulker boxes quickly in the armory. Okay, some big green eyes. The box itself looks a lot better than the shulker, I will say. Let's head back to the overworld and let's go and see an ancient city, the Warden, and give my final review. Alright then, so we're in the ancient city now, and you can see it's actually quite dark down here without a night vision potion. It does really well to capture that eeriness and darkness. So let's drink that night vision potion and lay up and see what we're dealing with here. Oh, I set off one of them. Okay. So we've got some very deliberate circular, not perfect circles, but circular sculk design. It's a very vanilla sculk in general in terms of color. And as we look along here, so the wall has like a stitching or a seam, or I don't really know what that would be called, to be fair, but it's got that outline on there. And then, I mean, again, there's Dwayne The Rock Johnson sponsoring the pack, apparently. But other than that, the color looks good. There is some slight weirdness between the brick slab and the tile slab, but that makes sense. Tiles smaller than bricks. I can live with that. But the blue, again, just an overall vanilla-y feel to the world, really. I like the dark, you know, the blacks and the greys in the pack, though. I think that's really cool. Let's get the Warden out here. All right, so the Warden should be about to spawn. So in terms of the model, very vanilla. In terms of the texture, though, it seems to have been turned up to about 11 in terms of that horror with the sharp teeth and the sharp bones and rib cages going in here. But really, I mean, other than like massive horns and those sharper textures on there, there's not much of a change, is there, to be honest with you. It's got that same art style, that same kind of overproduced, overpolished head there. But I mean, it fits the theme of the pack, and that's kind of what you need there, really. So in terms of this re-review, what am I going to give the score for this? So in my last review, the one I did in May, I gave this an 8 out of 10, but I did say it was very outdated, and if we were going to put it all as a whole, I give it a 4 out of 10, but for what they've done, I give it an 8 out of 10. So I'm going to bring my score down slightly here, and the reason why is because I've got a few concerns in regards to that over-polished, overproduced block design that I don't really like. It gives me those uncanny vibes. I had a few too many criticisms in terms of themes of faces and stuff like that. I do think the blocks are a lot stronger than the mobs in the most part, but where they do really good mobs, they do really good mobs. Like, I really like the Ravager. I really like the Pillager. I thought the Witch was nice. I thought there was some good stuff here. I don't quite think it's an 8 out of 10 anymore. I feel like where things were outdated, it made what changed feel very, very perfect, and it made them shine. Now that a lot more of it is up to date, some stuff that they've added is cool. You know, the camel looks really good, the sniffer looks good, the cherry grove looked really good. But for me, I think I'm going to have to downgrade it ever so slightly. It's still a very good pack, but for me, right now, it's a 7 out of 10. And so if we head over to my texture pack review database on my website, dazman.gg, we'll see that a 7.0 rating, while not as good as an 8, is still very strong and puts it in the same company as packs like Enchanted Forest by GOE Craft, Dragonborn by Minecraft themselves, there's also Circus Textures by Hero Pixel Games, and Alien Project X by the Craft Stars. So some very good company, even slightly reduced down. And if we take a look at other texture packs that were done by Syclone Studios, while it's no longer sitting at the top with Chroma Hills re-review, it is still in good company alongside Askew Audio Overhaul and Excalibur at 7 and 6.0 depending on which version you're playing with. Remember, the texture pack review database allows you to add your own score for any pack that you may like or dislike that I've covered before. So head over to dazman.gg and click on the texture pack review database and leave your review, or just find out what packs I thought were better or worse. And there we have it. Thank you for checking out today's texture pack review. Please drop a comment with your review of the pack. I love to read what you guys are all thinking, and leave a like on the video if you enjoyed this. If you're new here, please do hit that subscribe button today as well and help the channel grow. I'll see you guys in the next video.